Hi guys, now welcome back to day 3 of Advent of Code. Yesterday's question was not that hard, but I think because of that one stupid mistake or the consideration that I didn't think of, it took much longer. So today we are going to hope for the best and start. So let me read this and then I'll explain what's happening. So there's this shopkeeper at a rental shop that wants help with the computer. There's some issue with the computer because of which the instructions are all jumbled up. The memory is corrupted. So now we have to use a pattern that they will give us and find instructions. So they have something like Mull number comma number, and basically that's a instruction to multiply the two numbers, which is amongst a lot of different characters which are not useful to us. I think in the next part they will certainly become useful to us, but for now we're just going to think about this and write code for this. So here they've given an example where this is the string and there is a lot of the statements, a lot of these instructions here, and we have to only use those and multiply the numbers within them, and this return the sum of all the products. Okay, so let's do this. First I'll copy this. Let's take, this is very interesting, and now let's go to our code. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're just using regex to identify and store all the parts which have this pattern. This pattern is basically, should start with Mull and should have a number, which can be a single digit number or a multiple digit number with a comma and another number here, and it should be global so that we can capture all the ones possible in this string. So that will return to us something like this, and now after we get this we will perform these instructions. So the reason I have this, I'm capturing even the Mull, is in case in the next part they tell us that there are more sorts of instructions, then we can still follow it. So now in this perform instructions we are checking for in each instruction. For each instruction we are replacing this bracket thing in the end, the closing bracket and the opening bracket with Mull. So then we'll end up with only the numbers in between. Then we are splitting those numbers, converting it to a number, and we are multiplying them and then adding the result to the results. So we get a sum of all the products and we return this, and we're getting 161, which is what we are supposed to get as per the sample input that was given to us. Now let's do the same thing, but we will do it with the actual this is quite huge. Generally regex isn't that efficient, but let's see, if this doesn't work in the next part, then we will shift to something else. All right, we've got part 1. Let's go to part 2. Okay, let me read this and then I'll explain it. Okay, so in this part what they're saying is there are 2 more instructions, like we had guessed that there'll be more instructions. There are 2 more instructions that we have to take a look at. One of them is do and the other one is don't. So if there's a do before the mull instruction, then we shouldn't then we should multiply it, and if there's a don't, we can skip it. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so in the next part I actually came up with a creative solution. I'm not sure how efficient that is, but for now let's think about it this way. So in part 1 we were just using this process input, and I've not changed much. I've just changed this process input method. In process input, what we're going to do is first we're going to split the input to a do part. Like wherever there's a do, we will split it according to those. So what will happen is we have some instruction like this, and so when we split it from wherever the do is, okay, never mind, this is not, so here we have this, and wherever the do is, this is the do, so it will split into 2 statements like this. Then again we will continue with that, and we will split whatever is already split into another 2 parts, which will be split by don't. So now we will have inside do, there will be a don't part which will be split again. So for example, in this don't will also get split into 2 parts. Now let's separate it like this. So this is one array with only the do part, and it will have some other don't part which is empty, and this one will have only the do part. This will be the don't part. Got it? So now we don't care about this don't part, so we will omit this. We will just take the first part and be happy with it, because this is all we need. We only need this. We don't need this part. So we will perform whatever we were doing already in this part by combining this into one single statement, and then we will do it. Now when I'm explaining this, I actually thought about another case which we should consider, which is, suppose there is a do and a don't part. So this do part gets split, and we have 2 separate things. Now we have something like this, which we have don't only once here. What if we have it multiple times? So what if we have don't here and don't here and don't here? This is possible. So what will happen is it will split it into this, and this, and we still don't care about the rest of it. We just care about the first part. So it should work. We can't have more do's inside our do statement because it's split by do. Okay, now let's see if that makes sense. So basically what's happening is we have that input, then when we run this split by do, it splits it. Let me clear this and show you. So let's do console.log split by do, and here I'll show all the ones which are do's. Okay, and then when we do regex, it'll show you anyway. So split by do, we're getting something like this. All the don't parts are removed and we're getting a single statement. So suppose we didn't have this don't part. Let's comment it, save it and run it again. Suppose we didn't have that don't part, so then we will still have this split by do, and the do part is not here. We're joining it back because this join. Okay, the code will fail, but just to explain it better, yeah, this is how it is. The do part is splitting it to two halves, not halves, two parts. The do was here in between this. Then we are splitting the don't from this and removing this entire part, and then we are joining these two things back. That's how it works. Now let's run it. I need to modify my prettier to not do all this. Now I'll remove these blocks so that it's less confusing. And when we run it, we're getting 48, and the expected output is also 48. So let's run it for the actual input. Quite a huge number. Cool. Let's see. Great, we've done it. This was quite easy. It got over very fast. If I didn't have to explain and everything, I think this was a very fast solution. But if I come across something that is more efficient than this, then I'll put it up in the video. Alright, see ya in day 4, guys. Bye.